What's going on, YouTubians? Better get your flapjacks ready, because today is December 17th, which means it's time for National Maple Syrup Day! For those of you who don't know, maple syrup is usually made from the xylem sap of sugar maple, red maple, and black maple trees, but it can also be made from the sap of a bunch of other species of maple. When the weather is cold, these trees store starch in their trunks and roots. Then in the spring, that starch is converted into sugar and rises in the sap. It is at this point when the sap is then collected by tapping the trees by boring holes in the trunks. Then much of the water in the sap is evaporated through a special heating process, leaving behind the delicious, delectable syrup we all have come to know and love. The indigenous people of North America were actually the first to collect, process, and use maple syrup. Then the practice was adopted and gradually refined by the European settlers. Then further process refinement was put in place thanks to the technological improvements in the 1970s. And maple syrup can be delicious on a lot of different foods. Like you have your pancakes, waffles, French toast, crepes, biscuits. And that's not all you can put syrup on. You can put syrup on saltine crackers. You can drizzle some on your popcorn. Or how about using it to dip your pretzels into? Or potato chips. Interesting. And why stop there? Why not brownies? Ooh. Drizzle a bit on your apple toaster strudel. Why not? Of course, the fruit filling and the icing overpower it a bit, but still, why not? And while we're at it, why not a hot dog? Interesting flavor. Like it's maple smoked. And just for the sake of argument, how about pizza? Not bad. And yes, even pasta. Well, just put me in an elf costume and call me buddy. Well, the ball's in your court now. You do whatever pleases your sweet tooth today on National Maple Syrup Day. And here's another little tidbit for you. We all know that now Canada produces the most maple syrup, but up until the 1930s, it was actually the USA who led in maple syrup production. But we still have it kind of good because Vermont is the largest producer of maple syrup in the United States. So there you have it.